Hi everyone, I'm back with another vlog, and this one is all about owls. So a while ago I did a project on owls. I don't know why I chose them. I just wanted to do something different other than characters. You might hear it raining as well because it's Wales. So I did a 30-day project on just watercolor paper and to keep myself in creative motion, and just chose a subject that was new to me, and this is what came from it. So these are the tiny squares I did. I think they might be 7 centimeters. Let's have a little quick look. Oh, they're 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Tiny little things. And they were for the days when I knew I was going to be too busy to do a bigger illustration, so something quick. I went through Pinterest to find the reference and just to try and do something a little bit different each time, he says, pulling 4 of them out that are the exact same palette. But it took a little while to get used to actually drawing the owls and getting used to the textures on the wings, but I quickly fell in love with them. Not even sure I'm going to sell these because they're so small. Maybe I should do a giveaway, or I don't know. If you're interested, then let me know. But he's a cutie. Just getting around to showing them off, really, because they've been sort of stuck on the side for a couple of months. This set is slightly larger. It's 20 centimeters by 10, and again I started to get a bit more of a grip of the texture. Because they're bigger, I had more I could get in with them. I did use a mixture of watercolor and some markers on these, so I do use the little bits of Poscas, little bits of not Copics. I use the Winsor & Newton ones, I prefer those. That's me attempting to put some illustration in there and failing miserably. I would like to spend a bit more time fluffing this out. I might actually do better as an acrylic painting. Oh god, I gotta make sure I'm not staying in frame. As better as an acrylic painting. I did actually paint this one up, and I will show you that momentarily. But the bigger I went with them, the better I felt, because I could just get a bit more detail in, if I'm honest. So I enjoyed those. And this guy, I think, is my favorite out of this little set. See if I can give you some close up. Yeah, the watercolor and the marker brings out something a bit different, which I liked. I think is maybe my least favorite, but you know, there we go. These are the big ones, 20 by 20. I didn't want to go full A4, but because I wanted to keep them, because I was fitting them in during the rest of my day, so I wanted to make sure I had enough time to get into playing with them without actually sort of taking up massive amounts of my time. I've also started putting these up on my store, so if you're interested and you want to collect one of them, check that out. I'll put a link down below. This dude is my favorite, and I turned them into a painting, which I can't show you because it's sold, but I did turn this into like a sticker as well. So these are kind of coming along. Got a bit more. Again, mistakes were made. I went a bit crazy with the markers on this one, and he ended up just looking like he had fierce eyebrows. This one I turned into a little bit of a postcard, came out okay. This one, I like the forest in the background, so again I might paint this up at a later date whenever I go back to owls. This one's just cute. This one's just a little cute one. So I did all those watercolors, and obviously I wanted to paint some of them up in getting lots of acrylics involved, and I really enjoyed the process, so let's go see some of those. So here is the first painting. The background, as usual, is acrylic spray paint. If I could do these trees again, I would be a little less rigid in some of the angle, because they get a little bit too geometric for my liking. I'd probably do a bit more shading here and there, but I think any more will overwork the canvas. But I do like how the wings turned out and some of the detail in there, and I like the shape of the eye there. maybe add a bit more up here. I don't know, but this, in terms of social media likes, this has received the most likes, which I guess is fascinating because it's not entirely my favorite. I like it, but it's not entirely my favorite, which is just goes to show that some of the stuff that you really like, other people don't, or vice versa in this case. So here's some of the detail. I'm going to try and get in there without just showing you shadows of the camera. That's what I mean by these feathers took a while. I'm just trying to get that dark acrylic in to get the shading without obliterating the detail. But that's kind of the trees were a bit too geometric for my liking. This one is, maybe one of my favorites. I did 5 of them, 1 sold, but this one and the next one I'm going to show you I think are my favorites. And this is why this is hanging up in my house. I had to run and grab it. Again, acrylic spray paint in the background. I kept the trees intentionally a bit more fluid this time, adding some of the fireflies or just sort of sparkles going on around there. And I intentionally didn't go berserk with the detail in the wings because it could really easily get overworked, and for the amount of time I wanted to spend on this piece, this was just enough. Weirdly enough, when it comes to owls, if you are thinking of painting them, it's the highlights, it's the white that tends to make the character actually pop. And anyway, I like this, I like it. Here are some of the detail. Most of that white is Posca markers. That liquid paint, I highly recommend them. They're really good for outlines, highlights, and getting in some of that detail, especially if you want to work quickly. You can do all of that detail with a brush, obviously, but I just think the detail can come in a bit quicker. It's just all about time, and I think Poscas are good for that. I've also photographed all of these, I should mention. And should be setting prints up soon, he says with confidence. This one I think was the first one I painted out of the owls, and again I like how it came out. I'm being quite impressed with myself, which is unusual for any artist to actually start liking some of the work that you're doing. Again, I didn't go too heavy in the background. I kept the trees barren and I wanted more the atmosphere rather than the detail to be more on the owl than in the background. I'll show you in the close-ups in a second, but there's speckles of white going through here. I was going to put some of those fireflies in there, but I think again too much in the background would have ruined this particular one. But I do like the face. I think because it was my first go, I was quite happy with how that came out. And again, not being too much of a stickler for detail and getting every single feather in. And here's a close-up of the face. Let's see if I can get that without just giving you a giant shadow from the camera. I really need to work on my lighting for these videos. But there. Came out okay, actually. Quite impressed with those tiny little, if I can get them in. Wonder if will the camera focus? It might not. Oh, there we go. That's done with a toothbrush. Putting watered down white acrylic and then just flicking it into the background. It does add a bit of texture that you don't really pick up straight away, but the eye does. Okay, so this one took on more of an illustrative twist because I wanted to have 2 owls that were quite clearly in love with each other and this giant heart in the middle. If I was to do it again, I'd make it darker, maybe a really deep maroon, but as you can hear, there's a bit too much dust on this canvas already. There was another color scheme going on underneath it, so this is a painting over a painting, so varnishing it is going to be delightful. I literally just took a stencil and just did an outline and just repeated it both sides. Nice and easy, nice and quick to do. I think I got this done in a week. The same techniques I've used of just layering, dry brushing, getting all these colours mixed together. The colours I used for these owls are like raw sienna, burnt umber, some light beige, and then some dark greys. just to get that in there. I did the highlights a lot with a black Posca marker and then the white Posca marker on the outside. If I were to do it again, I don't think I would change much. I don't think I would. Maybe add a little bit more detail to that one, but I like how this came out. It's rare for me to do a collection of work that I actually like, and I've done that. So here's some of the detail that the wide shot might have difficulty picking up. And oh, see, that's right. I probably did a bit more detail just in that area there, but I'm not going to touch it because I have a knack of overworking canvases. These are a slightly strange shape, so I'm not quite sure how to do prints of them, maybe on an A4 or bigger, I'm not sure. And that was a good couple of months' work condensed into about 10 minutes. It took a while, and yeah, I'm kind of impressed with myself, which is extremely rare for me to say, that the quantity of work I managed to do in a very short space of time. So that's where that is. I wanted to get this owl one out before the festive season is upon us. So if you're interested in collecting any of them, again, the store will be below, and yeah, if you have any ideas on how I can monetize them. I've scanned them all in and I've taken photographs, so there's obviously print, but I think some of the stranger shaped ones might be, like, again, bookmarks or something. I'm not sure. Some sort of little collectibles, stickers. We'll see. You let me know. You let me know what you're into. This is, because my channel's small, I've got plenty of time to actually have a conversation with you all, which is the beautiful moment. So yeah, that again, I should say thank you for tuning in, and I really hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the things, and I shall see you again next week.